Okay, so here I'm going to show you how I process film, and first I'm going to start by rewinding. So I'm just going to turn this handle on the camera so that the film can rewind back. And as you see here, I'm just turning and turning and turning, and then I pop it out and the latch will pop the thing open, and there you see the film, and just take it out. After that, I'm going to head into the loading room, and it has to be completely dark. I have the opener for the film. I have the two films that I shot with previously. And then I have some scissors to cut after I run out. And then I have a tube that I put inside of the film tank. And I'm just going to put the plastic reels in there too. The plastic reels help me to just load the film in, and then you just place it in the tank as well. I'm using two because I shot with two. And this is how you place it in there. Then you get the funnel. That way you can put the liquid into the funnel without opening the tank. And you put the top on just to make sure the liquid doesn't spill out. I also have a towel too. But anyways, so I basically am going to open this canister, and then after I open it, I'm going to load the film onto the reel. And I'm using a plastic reel because the metal reels are quite hard to use. So basically with this one, I just push it into this thing right here, and I'm just going to twist. And that's basically how I load with this plastic reel, which is quite easy, and I don't have to do too much like damaging. This reel that I have using is like already used, and it's already been exposed to light. So I'm going to close the door now and start loading and see you when I get out. Okay, so I'm done loading, and I'm going to start the timer. And this is how I can tell what I'm doing with time. I'm going to turn the water on between 68 and 72 degrees. And this is just to keep, adequate water temperature. And I'm going to pre-wash my film with this water before I start developing. So I already put water in here, and I just let it sit for a minute. Trying to open it, and okay, so you see the water is in there, and now I'm going to pour it out because I already pre-washed it. And then I put developer in there already. I didn't really show it. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going to agitate it. So agitate it for 7 minutes, but I'll agitate it for 1 minute and then set it down, and then agitate it again for a total of 7 minutes. And this is how the developer can look once you pour it out. You can pour this in the sink, and then I rinse it off again before I move on to the next step, which is using Hypo Fixer. This you do not pour down the sink because I think it has some chemicals in it that are not allowed to go down the drain. This time I'm going to do this for 4 minutes, and then after 30 seconds I stop, and I keep agitating it for 10 seconds for every minute. Making sure the thing's on there tight because I don't want fixer on me. It's not the greatest smell. It smells like vinegar. So I'm just looking at the time, making sure I'm good, and then I'm going to start agitating it by flipping it up and down. I think I got a really big tank. I got a bigger tank than I was supposed to because I feel the film moving back and forth, which is fine, but not really. So I'm just twisting, and then I'll hit the countertop just to make sure it's good and stuff. After I'm done with the fixer for 4 minutes, I'll open the thing back up. I always have a hard time opening this. And then I want to pour the solution back into the container because it does not go down the sink. One time I almost forgot, and that would have been bad. Alright, I'm going to wash again, and I already did it because it's basically the same thing. I washed it for 1 minute, and then I use PERMA wash, and I only do this for 30 seconds just fill it up and just agitate for 30 seconds, and then I pour it right back down the sink. Yeah, 30 seconds here. Just agitate, hit the countertop just to make sure it's getting every little crevice, because you know, if you miss some film, it's just not the greatest thing, because you'll see some chemistry still in the film and it'll just look blotched out. Alright, I'm washing it once more for 2 minutes. Make sure the temperature stays on the right one. And then now you can use photo flow. You don't have to, but it just keeps water stains from getting on your film. And, you know, it's soapy, so you don't really, it's like soap basically. And you don't really agitate it. You see like the bubbles in there. You don't really have to agitate it. The thing I did wrong here was I let it go too fast, and so it got like soapy, so I had to rinse it off again after I did that. After that, I'm going to see how my film turned out. I hope it turned out well, because sometimes it doesn't turn out at all, especially the first time I did it. Nothing showed up, so took the funnel off, looking to make sure there's no soap in there. And those are my 2 rolls of film that I loaded. So this is my first one that I took out. It turned out pretty well. I liked the way it turned out. I was scared for when I shot it. I shot it really dark, but it didn't turn out too bad. I really liked it. But these are my negatives now. They're not too bad. I'm quite proud of them actually, and I already developed them in the dark room too, so like they turned out really well. And I'm going to put them in this dryer basically thing. Just hang it up. Now this one I was a little concerned about because I couldn't really see anything. It like really looked darker. You couldn't really see the images as well. And this one at first I wasn't worried about, but now I'm looking at it, I'm just like, it doesn't look right, and I'm quite concerned because you can't really see anything like you did on the other negatives, which I was very disappointed about, because after I dried this, I had to reshoot it, basically. Yeah, I was quite worried. After they dried, I'm going to cut them and put them into some sleeves to make sure that they're protected, so that when I develop them in the dark room, they don't have any smudges or spots on them. So I'm just going to cut them up and then put them into those sleeves. And that's the film process.